I'm talking about the Goebbels Award for Joe Biden.
Okay.
Here's your Goebbels Award for Joe Biden. Debbie Wasserman Schultz had the foresight to put out a tweet today saying, "Thank you, Mr. President Joe Biden. When disaster struck, you led America with empathy. You brought us out of a deadly pandemic, created record jobs, restored America's global standing, and did it all with respect, compassion, and decency."
This is also take that with a grain of salt, because it's, of course, the opinion of a sociopath.
Scroll down slightly.
She doesn't understand empathy.
Scroll down slightly.
Who?
Colin.
Oh, okay. It's so brutal.
When I see an image like this, I'm reminded once again of why Trump is there right now. Why the type of people that have obtained the power that they've obtained that they shouldn't have been able to obtain is a result of the actions of certain people within the party.
Who's that on the other side of Debbie, you think? It almost looks like...
That looks like Daniel Levine Cava, to be honest.
No, that's what I was going to say, but that wouldn't be right, would it? I guess it would be here.
Possible. Why not?
Well, yeah, they had to have been here. They had to have been here. So, yeah, it's probably... That's what I was going to say. It looked like Danielle.
And that's probably Jill.
That's Jill. That's Dr. Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so gross. It's so gross. Make it go away.
As Peter Newberger says, that photo explains why Trump is where he is. In many ways, that's true. Debbie Wasserman Schultz rigged the 2016 Dem primary against Bernie Sanders. Had this not happened, Donald Trump would not have taken his second oath of office today. And of course, almost assuredly wouldn't have taken his first.
No, I mean, look, in our universe, we would have just finished our second Bernie presidency. And,
Correct.
Who knows who would have come along in that time, or, whatever.
Perhaps we would have cleaner water in this country right now.
Yeah.
Perhaps
we don't know who Bernie would have picked as a running mate. We really don't know.
No, I mean, we think that Nina would have been a possible option, but
but we don't really know. And that would be what would be interesting. So we would be dealing with and seeing what that person would be at this point, instead of watching what just happened with Kamala, who will be but nothing but a footnote in history.
Well,
and properly so.
You never know, because if she does decide to run for governor of California, you never know what that's going to turn into. But that's going to be a very interesting situation. But Jen, just if you were, Peter, we agree. We know it all too well.
It's a Peter thing. It's a mutual Peter thing. See?
So I would ask you, from an objective perspective, what possesses somebody like Debbie to put out a post like this? And
you're asking me?
Yeah. And what do you think she's hoping to accomplish with this statement? Like, what is this, just with the last few total sycophantic Dem loyalists? Is this supposed to be some type? Keep in mind,
they think Joe was great, and that's who she is appealing to, her people, by putting that out there. It's the proper thing to do, and she probably believes it, and she's just a complete, sycophant to whatever you would even call it. I mean, Dem corporatism versus GOP corporatism. I mean, I don't know, but she definitely is one of the world's biggest friggin' bootlickers.
Yep.
She's quite a big bootlicker, but I mean, she's going to thank him. First of all, she'll take any opportunity to find content, because otherwise there's no content for her.
Well, she got absolutely
constantly be making herself the center of attention and relevant, because that's what narcissists do. So it always has to be about her, which is why she had to put that picture up, even though that's from who knows how long ago. But it's just, it's about her. And it's a way also of her signaling to her people, look how powerful I am. I was this close to the president. And that is really more about boosting her ego and about her sycophants, licking their lips at it, because they think it's so cool. And the people locally that I'm talking about that would probably think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, we know who the old Jewish biddies are that you think of that would be so enamored with, well, Debbie's still our girl, and Debbie's still, you see, the president still loves her. All these other people who don't like her, they just don't get it. They just don't understand. And I do think that that's part of it. And of course, our tweet went semi-viral, and of course, she got absolutely eaten alive, with the people that responded to her. And it's not a surprise. Why would it suppress
Wait,
it?
who responded? You mean people that responded to her post about Biden?
Of course. Now, of course, our post ended up getting a lot of traction, and that was in lieu of the idea that a lot of people then went over there and made comments about it.
But you realize what I think. I mean, this is the biggest thing people have to understand about with Debbie when she puts out content and she gets like ratioed like that and people hate her and she gets these negative comments and all that. And you wonder, why does she do that? And it is kind of weird. And this is something that we talked about when we were running, the difference between what you do locally, how it affects the people locally versus what your persona is nationally. So all those people that are commenting or whatever, she doesn't give a shit about any of that. All she cares about is signaling to her voters here and to her donors that she is this tight and this powerful. What everyone else says about her is irrelevant because those are not her voters or her donors.
No. And I can tell you that the people that do have some pull down here that actually want her to go, they're not willing to step out of line.
No.
You know, if it's just because they feel that there's not enough people that have said they've had enough of her just yet, who knows?
It's a lot of things.
It is. It is. But I can tell
blackmail.
There is blackmail.
There's blackmail.
There's no question that plays a role. Yeah.